Come with me as we make espagueti al estilo boricua for $25 or less if you already have some of these ingredients in your house. So true to form, we're making this dish with a combination of a bunch of people's recipes and a little extra that I like to add. So we got the water boiling right now, ready to take on our noodles. If you want to get some extra protein, get a protein pasta, real simple. While we're waiting for that, I am going to go ahead and drop my beef into my pan so that can start cooking. You already know what to do after you touch raw meat. Wash your hands. We're not going to use a bunch this time. Just a little bit of garlic in there with some adobo. I like to use the one with pimienta instead of the blue cap. I think the cap is blue. Give it a light dusting, and we're going to add just a pinch of pepper and let this cook up. Oh, look, my noodle water is boiling. Also, in my haste to eat, I actually forgot to turn the pan on with the meat in it, so oopsie. One of the recipes I saw said use a pound of spaghetti, which is 16 ounces. This is 14.5 ounces, and I can't measure pasta for any dish I make. I just make too much pasta every single time. But we'll go with, if it'll come out of the package, that looks like about 30%. So we'll add a little more. Also, side note, while I wait for my meat to cook, a creator I saw who's very, very Italian says don't rinse your pasta after you're doing pasta dishes because it takes the flavor away. So we're going to try that today. Also, this recipe calls for sofrito. Everybody I've seen use sofrito to cook to this point has been a green sofrito. But because we're making a tomato-y thing, I found this tomato-based sofrito, but I also have a jar of culantro. I'm not going to use this today because I already got quite a bit of fresh cilantro. As you can see by the steam, everything is cooking up nicely. My meat's about halfway done, so I'm going to turn it down for just a moment while I take my noodles out and let those go sit in another dish by themselves before we get to the saucy part. I've turned my hat around now. Now it's time for things to get serious. With our meat still not all the way done just yet, the original recipe calls for an onion diced up right in there. It says to add some ajo, so I got some more to sprinkle in. And because I love flavors and everything else, this goes to the side for right now. I am going to add half of a diced up yellow and orange bell pepper for some color and extra flavor. And half of a diced up Cubanelle pepper for a little sweet kick. And we just want to cook those vegetables down until they're translucent, basically. Or until they're done to your liking. So, minus having to make your spaghetti noodles, this is a one-pan meal that actually really only takes one pan. I mean, if you want to be really crazy, you can take everything out and just do the vegetables by themselves. But who has time for that? Also, who has time to buy pre-sliced vegetables? They cost 2 or 3 times more than just slicing them up yourself. The vegetables are pretty much translucified enough to the point where I can add the rest of our ingredients and go sit down for a minute. So, we're going to add some cilantro. How much is this? I have no idea. It said 4 stems, I just kept peeling. It also says add a 1/4 cup of sofrito. We're going to season it to our liking. Ooh, nice pop. It smells so good. Actually, let's probably measure this. We'll come back to that. But we do need to add 24 ounces of tomato sauce, or in this case 29, because I'm lazy and just bought 1 can worth. Some oregano. Alright, let's measure twice and cut once. Maybe. Oh, that's a 1/3 cup. Oh well, I should have just poured it in there anyway. I need a spoon that will fit in this cup. Y'all listen, this already smells absolutely divine. I'm gonna give it a nice little mix and break up the rest of this ground beef that I didn't break up earlier. And then once you're done mixing it up, I'm just gonna let it simmer for a little bit and then we can eat.
First time in San Juan, mi hijo